Hey there guys, I'm off to see Spider-Man at my Odeon Cinema in Tunbridge Wells, and
Hey there.
oh hello. so, yeah, so we're off to see Spider-Man. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm not expecting it to be amazing like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but as long as it's better than Homecoming, I should be good. And hello. All right, we're off.
Spider-Man Far From Home is the final film of Phase 3, and with Far From Home we get to see the conclusion of Avengers Endgame, how it affects the world. They call it the blip, and in the first 5 minutes they explain it quite well. Now this is one of my most anticipated films of the year. I adore Spider-Man. He's my favourite superhero ever since I was like 5 years old. I grew up on the 90s cartoon, then Spectacular Spider-Man. I love the PlayStation 4 game. I read some of his best comic book storylines. I love the Sam Raimi trilogy. I'll even defend Spider-Man 3. And Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was my favourite film of 2018. Now, I really liked Spider-Man Homecoming, but I didn't love it compared to a lot of people. I thought it just played it too safe. It didn't really take any major risk. But I love Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home does take risks. The film is mostly set in Europe, and some of the filming locations like Venice is just beautiful. And for you guys who complain about, oh, Spider-Man should be in New York, he never leaves New York. Just shut up, you have 7 other Spider-Man films that take place in New York. So go and watch them. So that's one of the features that makes Spider-Man Far From Home that really stand out from the other Spider-Man films. And each action scene has something unique and distinct that makes it really interesting and memorable. Especially the action scene involves illusions. Peter Parker and MJ are just adorable together. Normally I don't like relationships in my superhero films, that normally gets in the way. But I've really grown to like the dynamic between Zendaya and Tom Holland. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is just perfection. Now Mysterio is one of my favourite Spider-Man villains growing up. He's probably one of the most underrated ones. But Jake Gyllenhaal just really relishes the role, and you could just tell he's having fun with this role. They really did justice to him in the big screen. I'm 90% certain now that Tom Holland is my favourite Spider-Man now. He's great at Spider-Man, he's great at Peter Parker, he has his boyish charm, he has that great sense of humour, that great Spider-Man sense of humour that fits him perfectly. This is definitely one of the funniest films in the MCU now, and I do like it how it ties into some of the other MCU films as well. I appreciated Ned and the other school kids much more in this, and when Spider-Man web slings through New York, it's great, and the post-credit scenes are insane. They're probably one of the best post-credit scenes ever. At one point I said to my friend, like, are you fucking kidding me? Literally, it was mind-blowing. Now, I don't really have any problems with Spider-Man Far From Home, but I do have a few nitpicks. Just like with Spider-Man Homecoming, that I wish there was more of a fight between Spider-Man and Vulture at the end. With this, yeah, I wish there was more of a fight between Spider-Man and some other villain, and I'm not going to spoil it, Mysterio. And there's this one scene in the trailer when Spider-Man's in the spider armor, he's fighting all these bad guys in the restaurant. That's not in this movie, and that really pissed me off because I really wanted to see more of the spider armor in action. Overall, I love Spider-Man Far From Home. It's a step up from Homecoming. It did a great job of bridging the gap between Endgame and this film. It's extremely fun, cleverly executed, frequently hilarious, a great film played by a great actor. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely one of my favourite Spider-Man films now. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, share and subscribe. Let me know, what did you think of Spider-Man Far From Home, and where would you rank it with the other Spider-Man films? For me, it's arguably my 3rd favourite with Spider-Man 2. But go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I got your back.